One of the biggest complaints about last year's stimulus checks was some college students and even some high school students did not qualify. This time around, that's finally going to change, but there is a catch or two, as we explain in today's Don't Waste Your Money report. College students are not just celebrating spring. Savannah Burhaney celebrating the rollout of stimulus checks.
I'm excited. I hope to get it so that I can pay for my college next year.
9.1%, well ahead of the 8.6% a month before. Now, higher rates obviously is going to light a fuse under the Federal Reserve to impose even harsher medicine on the economy.
Checks are going out, everybody. The double relief payments are available to be claimed by many of you guys, even if you don't even know it. So as I said, seniors and beneficiaries can receive and expect bonus checks. Yes, bonus stimulus payments are here from President Biden, and many of the state senators all across the 50 states are sending out their own stimulus payment to help out the people that are in need of stimulus money. So folks, I really hope that President Biden can get the job done fast and send out stimulus payments before it's too late. Now, Social Security will be seeing a lot of changes in 2023. Many of them are tied to the biggest cost of living adjustment in more than 40 years. And the new COLA is going to impact Americans and the Social Security benefits and the payout as well. So the big news for 2023 is an 8.7% jump in stimulus payments. An 8.7% jump in the COLA, Social Security COLA that is. It's the highest since 11% back in 1981, and the COLA's steep hike next year is due to the year's soaring inflation rate, which is also seeing the biggest in 41 years, everybody. So now the average monthly Social Security payment for retired workers will just rise to an estimated $1,800 in 2023 from $1,600 back last year. The SSA said that it would be at a gain of $146 a month, and according to the SSA, for anyone receiving Social Security benefits, the new payment amount will be around in 2023. It's going to be announced. For those receiving SSI, that is, the new payment amounts will begin on December 30th, and beneficiaries will begin receiving both types of checks and following the same schedule, with the SSI arriving shortly before the Social Security increase is announced. The 2023 COLA of 8.7% is not going to apply to all benefits and recipients. Some payment increases will be higher than 8.7%, and some will be lower due to a variety of factors. But including your primary insurance amount and when you sign up for Medicare is all the keys. Beginning in December, the SSA will start mailing COLA notices to beneficiaries, providing details on next year's payment amounts. Social Security recipients who also qualify for SSI will see an increase in the maximum federal SSI payment amounts in the years that are coming ahead, that is. The maximum rise will be around $3,700 a month in 2023 from $3,400 a month in 2022. Americans who retire at full retirement age can either be 66 or 67, depending on when you were born. You all see a bump in your maximum benefits when you do this. So, the Social Security Administration also is changing the earnest temp exempt amounts. Now, the government holds benefits if your earnings exceed a certain level, and if you're under the full retirement age. That's all according to the SSA. One of two different exempt amounts will apply, and a lower amount in years before the year you are full retirement age, and a higher amount in the year that you reach your full retirement age again. There will also be an increase in stimulus payments too. Rick Scott recently said he doesn't want and doesn't know if one Republican wants to change Social Security after his colleagues floated placing the two programs in the discretionary spending budget. Democrats have honed in on the line about Social Security spending, using it to campaign against Republicans. During an interview on NBC News, Scott talked about his position on Social Security. Scott stated that I have no interest in changing the Medicare program, and I want to make sure we preserve the benefits of Medicare and Social Security before it goes broke.
Done for the American people. We're not going to have to get everything we want. They're not going to get everything they want. We'll stay true to our principles, but we're willing to compromise to get things done. That has been our watchword for 2 years, and we're going to continue it. We hope the Republicans will understand that. They're not going to understand it this week in the middle of all these heated elections for their leadership. But when we come back in January, hopefully after a productive lame duck session, at least a number of the non-MAGA Republicans will do what so many of them did with us now, and some of them are doing with us on the Respect for Marriage Act, and that is work with us in a bipartisan way and get things done. Get things done. What happened last night with Kerry Lake, that's proof positive that this MAGA stuff doesn't work. She was a great communicator. She still lost in a purple state. And that's happened repeatedly throughout this election. To follow the ministrations of Rick Scott, the guy who said cut Medicare, the guy who said tax the middle class, would be suicidal for the Republicans. So I hope that they, for the good of the country, but also for the good of themselves, because we want people we can work with, will understand that. So we're going to keep working, pushing forward.
Pumped it is, have stopped falling from the recent highs, and some forecasters are warning of another uptick as the summer driving season looms. According to AAA, after a slow but steady decline, the national average price for regular gasoline bottomed out at around $4.07 per gallon. And since the national average has increased 4 days in a row, climbing to $4.10 a gallon on Tuesday, it's the first increased gas prices since early March, when the turmoil in energy markets hit a crescendo. And it dashes hope that the national average would drop to $4 a gallon, taking the pressure off inflation that is running at the highest pace in 40 years. Now, the president of Lipo Oil told CNN this is terrible news for inflation and it isn't going down anymore. Up until this week, people have been forecasting a return to $4 a gallon for gas. People have since abandoned that call because of renewed concerns about oil supplies and a pop in gasoline prices. However, the outlook is highly uncertain. Oil prices remain volatile and are subject to sharp moves, both higher and lower. They retreat in prices at the pump over the past 6 weeks and was driven by a variety of factors, including a tumble in oil prices, recession fears, and unprecedented release of oil from emergency stockpiles by the U.S. The good news is that the federal government analysts still see gas prices going lower. The Energy Information Administration expects retail gas prices to average around $3.84 a gallon during this summer's driving season, although they'll be well above last week's summer average of $3.06 a gallon. The EIA notes that inflation-adjusted gas prices would still be below the levels of 2014, let alone the spike in 2008 during the onset of the Great Recession. So, Gavin Newsom has proposed giving $400 payments to the owner of a vehicle registered in California as a way to address skyrocketing gas prices. The $11 billion relief package would send payments of $400 to the owner of each registered vehicle, up to 2 vehicles per person. Newsom is also proposing $750 million in grants that would actually make public transit free for about 3 months. Up to $600 million is set to pause a part of the sales tax rate on diesel for 1 year, and $523 million to pause the inflationary adjustment to gas and diesel excise tax rate. Governor Newsom said that the reg relief will address the issue that we are all struggling to address, and that's the issue of gas prices, not only here in our state, but of course across the country. Now, Newsom's proposal also calls for $500 million in active transportation for projects that promote biking and walking throughout the state, and fast-tracks a $1.75 billion portion of the governor's historic $10 billion package to get more Californians into cleaner vehicles faster and sooner. California, in particular, is grappling with the highest gas prices in the nation, but gas prices are painfully high across the country, prompting lawmakers in Congress to consider a $2,000 stimulus check payment to help. The Gas Rebate Act, which was proposed by Democrat Mike Thompson, would actually pay $100 per person every month for a gallon of gas is at least $4. Under the proposal, single taxpayers who make